Oh guys, Butcher Boy Tommy here. Right, I want to try some advanced timer techniques. I thought I'd do a stream so you get an idea of how to use these things. I don't use this myself because obviously it's the amount of timers required to do it, but I'll show you how to do it, and then obviously if you want to play around with it you can. So what we've got, so obviously I build a lot of mechs and things like that, so we'll think about joints. I've got a hinge joint set up, so that's my test hinge. Okay, I've got 9 timers at the moment. That's going to increase. So what I want to do is I want to move that joint to a specific angle, and then I want to change that specific angle, which obviously you can't do with reverse. So what you would normally do, you would go into your, not that, so you go into your hinge, and you would set your lower limit, your upper limit, and then it would be reverse 45 degrees, reverse minus 45 degrees, and that's pretty much all you can do. What I'll show you is a way of being able to have it at 0 degrees and then at increments of 9 degrees going up, because the game gives you a set angle change. You can't change it yourself, which is a shame, but you can work with it. You can obviously work with it. I mean, I suppose they use 9 degrees because obviously 90 degrees, so that's 10 changes to get it to 90 degrees. So that would require 10 timers to get that to 90 degrees, which is why I don't use it. If you think about it, you've got to pump in 10 increments to get it to 90, which is an absolute ball ache. So what you do is you set your hinge, you've got your joint there. Now remember, that faces minus, so if that joint moves that way, it's in the minus. If it moves that way, it's in the plus. So when you're doing your joint, so say that was a knee joint and the knee bends, so you want it to go backwards. So what I would do is have me minus there, so that's set to 0 degrees, minus there, and then put plus is the bend. So if I stuck plus 45 degrees on that, it would bend that way 45 degrees, then it would come back to 0. That faces minus. Just remember that for your joint positioning. So what you do, hold on, I'll just get rid of this because it's interfering with me shit. I'll stick it over here. I'm busy working on this. It's got more joints than anything I've done so far in the legs. We'll come back to that later. Right, so get distracted. So you've got your hinge. Now I've set it at 0 degrees. Put a bit of torque in there, brake and torque on. Don't know why I've got that much on. Right. No velocity. Okay. So the first thing I'll show you is velocity change. So what we'll do is we will set that to 45 degrees, 0 degrees there. So think of it as an elbow or a knee. Okay, so there you go, no velocity at all. Right, Now, you want to be able to control the direction of it, so you want to know where it is at all times. You can't do that with reverse. So if you've got it in a sequence and it's just reverse, 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 and then you need to stop it for some reason to do something else, which reverse was that on? Was it on the reverse back or the reverse forward? You don't know. But with this little technique, you'll know exactly where the hinge is. So you've got your timers. Now you need 3 timers. So it's so we're going to call this a hip. Hip. No, call it a knee. Knee. Reset. And you need knee. Bend. And you need knee straight. I'm doing this on a controller because it's an Xbox, so bear with us while I type all this crap out. Test hinge we'll call knee. Right, so you're set there. So first thing you do is reset. Put a delay at I'm going to say 3 seconds for now. Setup actions. Find your hinge, knee, then go down to reset velocity. Right. Then bend. Now we know that to bend the knee you need plus because of the way it's facing. So what you do is increase velocity, and then you need to reset the velocity where the hell is it? Knee reset. So you start that, right? So you've increased velocity. It'll increase it to 3, I think. The game gives you 3. So it's 1 increment, you get 3. It'll move it, and then after 3 seconds, it resets it back to 0. You've got to do that. Must do that. If you don't set it back to 0, and you hit the straighten one, all it'll do is set it to 0. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So knee straight is minus. So it's decreased velocity, and then you want to reset again. Start. Right? So, and then what I'll do is I'll do a little timer to set up the actions. Right, so we know it resets after 3 seconds, so I'm going to set this at 3.5. 3.5. Okay. Then set up actions. Knee bend. Trigger now. So I'll put test, bend. I'm doing this on the fly, by the way. I haven't worked this out, so bear with us. Because I need to get it in a sequence, so it'll bend and straighten constantly. So I need... Got the bend. So I'll set that to 3 seconds. 3.5. 3.5. So that's 3.5 on bend, and then straighten 3.5. Because you've got to give it time to reset. So give it that half a second to reset. Test. Just call it test. So test, setup actions. I'll put this on 3.5 as well. Actually, I'll put this on 4. Actually, no. Hold on. I'll let it work out what to do with that. Right. Setup actions. So the first thing I need to do is bend the knee. So that triggers now. And then I need to start. Straight. So what should happen there? It should bend the knee and then straighten it straight away. If I've got my timing right. So let's see if that works. Where we're going. Test timer. Right. Now this is why. So let's see what it's on. It's on north velocity, 45 degrees. So what's happened there is it's bent the knee and it's tried to straighten it before the velocity's reset. So what I need to do is adjust the timing of the straight in the bend. So what I'll do, I'll put it on 4 seconds and see if that's enough. And then what I'm going to do is straighten the knee. Right. Test timer block and trigger now. There we go. Right. So what you're doing there is experimenting to make sure that there's enough time to do everything. So what you've got to take into consideration is how long does that take to get to 45 degrees. So that's how long you've got to give to reset the timer. And then if you're kicking off the timer to straighten it straight away, you have to give it time to reset. So always give it like a 0.5 or something like that over the time. So just to reiterate, to bend the knee, (45 degrees), and the reset is on 3. So what I want to do, I want to see if I can lower that. So if I put the reset on 2 and then bend the knee, it's on 38, so it's not hitting the 45. So 2's no good. So what I do is I go back to my reset. I'll try 2.5. Straighten that. Then bend. Now 38 still, so 2.5 is no good either. So it's got to be 3 seconds to get to the full 45 degrees. Right, so knee bend, trigger now. That's 45 degrees. So that joint takes 3 seconds to get from 0 to 45 degrees. We know that. So that's excellent. So give a chance to reset. So it takes 3 seconds to get there. It needs to reset and then it needs to go back. So give it an extra second. So it's 4 seconds delay. Right? So your timer. So give your knee bend, your knee straight, both 4 seconds. And your timer. Trigger now, start, and then what you do, if you wanted to keep doing it, I need to give this, I'm going to give it 4. So it's 1, 2. So that's 8 seconds in all to do both things. So what I'll do is I'm going to delay this for 9 seconds on the test timer, then set up actions, put start. That's a loop, right? So what will happen is it'll bend the knee, it'll straighten it, then it'll restart, so it'll bend the knee and straighten it. So what we should have there is bend straight, bend straight, bend straight, bend straight until I stop it. If I've got the timing right. So trigger now. And there you go. Right? Now when people look at the big mechs I build and they're saying, oh, you need to make it quicker, you need to make it quicker. One, you've got to think of weight, right? If you move weight quickly, you've got a lot of momentum to stop. So slow is always best for weight. And plus, you're at the liberty of timers, right? You've got to give each timer enough time to do what it needs to do. Scripts, you can do it off the trot. You can have it within a millisecond. With a timer, you can't. You can only go in 1 second increments to make it useful. If you go to 0.5, you might miss one of the actions, and that breaks the whole thing. So that's a timer loop. To change that, now, why have you done that? Why don't you just put a timer loop with reverse? Right. So what I'll do is, right, I'm going to face this direction, right? Now think of that walking. Okay, it's walking away, right? And I want to stop it. So test timer, stop. So I'm hitting the stop, the brake, right? I've hit the brake, right? Is that knee bent or is that knee straight? How do you know that when you've hit that brake, right? So all you do is, whether it's bent or straight, all you do is hit a straight timer and it's straight, right? So let's do that while I'm facing it. So test timer. So you're walking away. And then you hit stop. Actually, what I'll do is, I'll do it this way so we don't know where it is, right? And then you hit stop. Right, you don't know what position the joint's in. Happens to be straight, right? But then what you would do is, because you've stopped it, you would have a sequence of straighten knee, and that would hasn't moved because it already straight. But that's how you know. So basically a stop timer, you would do stop, right, and then you would set up actions. Now test timer is the one running everything. If I can find it. So you would stop that, right, and then you would give it a little bit of time. Straight. Knee straight. Then you would start the knee straight. Okay. So test timer. So it's walking away. Bar bar bar. Bumpy bumpy bum. Bumpy bumpy bum. Bumpy bumpy bum. Now I'm going to hit it on the bend, right? So you would stop. And what should happen is that should straighten the knee. And there you go. Or it won't. Well, that cocked up. Hold on. I've done that right. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Knee straight, start. Ah. Hold on. There you go. I hit the wrong button. Sorry guys. I'm an absolute fruitcake. Right, so let's try that again. Test timer. Trigger now. So it's walking away. Stop it on the bend. Just so you can see it work. So I've got to hit trigger now, yeah. So stop. And that should straighten. There you go. So if you think your mech, it's walking away, you press stop, and then you would have a command to put the legs back to where to a standing position, right? And you can only do that if you know where the joint is at the time. And you can only know where the joint is at the time if you're using a piston, because you know it's either extracted or extended, retracted or extended, or if you're using that timer set up there, which is 3 timers in the joint, and then a timer to get the loop, and then a stop timer. So that's 5 timers, literally, just to get that joint from 45 degrees to 0 degrees.